What excites you most about Dune? The possibility of a beardless Jason Momoa, Timothée Chalamet as a sci-fi lead, or that this project has been called Star Wars for adults? Here's what we know about Dune so far. Principal photography began on March 18th for the most recent adaptation of Frank Herbert's celebrated sci-fi odyssey, which director Denis Villeneuve hopes will be the Star Wars movie he never saw growing up. The visionary director of Arrival and Blade Runner 2049 has loved the book since he was a teenager and believes it inspired many of the central ideas in Star Wars, in addition to its 5 definitive book sequels, assorted video games, and of course David Lynch's 1984 adaptation. So after Legendary Entertainment acquired the Dune rights from the Herbert estate in 2016, you better believe that Villeneuve, who promptly signed on to write, direct, and produce in January 2017, was ready to head to the desert.
It's a very powerful story. It's a fantastic book.
Villeneuve has also said that his goal is to make 2 Dune films, maybe more, but that they will be made one at a time. The story is set within a distant future where interstellar empires battle for control of other planets, like the desert wasteland of Arrakis, which is home to the most powerful substance known to man. At the center of this feud is Paul Atreides, whose family has assumed control of Arrakis and quickly find themselves under siege from the rival Harkonnen house. Many fans have wondered if this film will build upon previous adaptations of Dune, particularly David Lynch's vision, but Villeneuve has said he's ignoring other attempts and building his dream from scratch.
It will not be in any link with David Lynch movie. I mean, I'm going back to the book and find out going back to the images that came out when I read it. And so I'm trying to make the adaptation of my dream.
With such an in-demand director at the helm, it's no surprise that the assembled cast is out of this world. Villeneuve began by casting the lead role of Paul, which went to the red-hot Timothée Chalamet in July of 2018. The Oscar-nominated actor, known for his heart-wrenching work in Call Me By Your Name alongside Armie Hammer and Beautiful Boy alongside Steve Carell, has inherited a complex role in Dune, too. Here he will play a character who assumes godlike power but may not be the messiah that civilization really needs. In September 2018, Rebecca Ferguson signed on to play Lady Jessica. She's Paul's mother in the saga and a member of an exclusive sisterhood whose members are able to train their minds for superhuman powers. With those pieces in place, a barrage of casting bombshells began to hit the internet in January 2019. Oscar Isaac, who's quite familiar with Empires in Space, is playing Paul's father, Duke Leto Atreides. Josh Brolin, who worked with Villeneuve in Sicario before joining the MCU to play Thanos, will play Gurney Halleck, the War Master to the Atreides family. The Atreides family also boasts some muscle in Duncan, Idaho, a beloved character from the book series who will be played by Aquaman Jason Momoa. Momoa recently made waves on YouTube by shaving his iconic beard for a good cause, in an environment that looks an awful lot like the one in Timothée Chalamet's post from set in Jordan. Zendaya is playing Shani, a member of the Fremen on Arrakis, aka one of the natives on Dune. In the novel, Shani becomes the wife and legal concubine to Paul as he assumes control of the population. Javier Bardem is playing Stilgar, the rugged chieftain of the Fremen society. The Oscar winner has said it's the kind of role he would have paid to play. Dave Bautista, who worked with Villeneuve on Blade Runner 2049 in between MCU appearances as Drax, is playing Beast Harkonnen, a member of the House Harkonnen and one of the movie's key villains. Baron Harkonnen, the head of the rival house, is being played by Stellan Skarsgård. The task of adapting Herbert's novel into script form with its multitude of characters was split between Villeneuve and 2 very accomplished screenwriters, Eric Roth and John Spates. Spates is no stranger to big-budget sci-fi, coming off Prometheus and Passengers, and Roth knows a thing or two about sweeping character odysseys with Forrest Gump, Ali, and A Star is Born to his credit. Dune is set to release on November 20th, 2020. It may seem like a long way away, but it could be worse. You could be stranded in a desert without spice.